My name's Chris Brown and I'm a Hadron H2 owner. Keith Callahan asked me to record a short video giving my views as to why I appreciate the boat, why I chose this particular boat. My background is big boat sailing, as you can see from the pictures behind. I got back into dinghies about 13 years ago and sailed mainly two-handers. I sail an RS 400 and a Laser 2000. But it's lovely to have a single-handed dinghy. There's less trouble, and by and large a lot of very good handicap racing you can take part in. I tried a few single-handers before settling on the H2. I started with a Supernova and then played around with a Solo and finally settled on a RS 100, which I sailed for a few years. Then the Hadron H2 came along, and really it was exactly what I had been looking for. A seaman-like boat, but with high performance and able to really get you out of trouble, even sailing in rough conditions. I sail in a mixture of places. I sail on the sea, out of Lymington, Southampton, some other venues on the coast, and being able to sail in a rough sea is very important. I also sail at Burfield Lake, where Nick Craig sails. And again, it's important there to have a boat that'll get up and go if there's a little puff, because that's what that lake's like. The Hadron H2 does all those things. It's really well built as well, and it's a beautiful boat to look at. Really, there's nothing else out there that comes even close to the boat. And if you try one, you'll probably end up buying one, and that's what's happened to me.
I'm Robin Parsons, and I'm a recent convert to the H2, so I've only been sailing for less than half a season. But I'm loving it. I came to the class as a reluctant single-hander, having sailed an RS 200 for many years. And the biggest compliment I can pay to the H2 is that it is the nearest thing I've found to sailing a single-handed RS 200. The H2 is responsive, it's smooth, you don't have to fight it and be overly physical. It's forgiving, you don't feel like you're living on the edge as soon as it's breezy, even for a 70-kilo lightweight like me. And of course, it's a nice looking boat that's light and easy to lift around. But the best thing is that you don't have to sacrifice performance for all those things, because the H2 is fast and it feels fast, both upwind and downwind. Without wanting to sound too evangelical about it, it's great. And it just feels that all the modern technology used in the materials is helping to make for a much more enjoyable sailing and racing experience compared to struggling around on something like a Laser.
My name's Adrian Williams, and I am the proud owner of H2 number 114 Tangerine Dream. I sail at Warsash, and we have a slowly growing fleet there, and we're all very happy. Why do I like the H2? I hadn't been sailing I'd been out of sailing for 30 years, and I was considering getting back into dinghy sailing, and I had brought my shortlist down to choosing between a Blaze and a Phantom. And a friend of mine who's a Phantom sailor, God bless him, suggested that I should buy an H2 instead, because in his words, it's the future. And I'm eternally grateful to him. I think it was Uffa Fox who once said that if something looks right, it probably is right. And this boat looks so damn right. Even in the dinghy park, it looks like it's sailing very fast, and people of all classes stop on a regular basis and ask questions about it. And that's quite a good feeling as an owner, to be honest with you. When I'm, sometimes when I'm sailing to windward, it's just really nice to hike and watch the bow going through the water. It's a very serene feeling. Maybe a bit odd, but there you go. I really like the fact that it's a boat that I can sit in rather than on, unlike quite a few of the other single-handed classes at Warsash. And with an all-up sailing weight of just 76 kilos, she's very responsive, sails through waves beautifully, and as she's got a centerboard rather than a dagger board, with estuary sailing, you'll understand that I'm sometimes quite grateful for that, because the boat doesn't just come to a juddering halt and try and tear itself apart on a mud bank. The hull carries my weight very well. I'm a generously upholstered 95 kilos. I sail against people who struggle to get to 70 kilos soaking wet, and I can remain competitive against them in the light stuff. And because of the very tunable rig, they can keep up with me when it's blowing. The racing between us is very good. And because it's got a high boom, when it's blowing, don't bang my head, win. The boat is a one design hull, but you can choose the color that you have. If you wanted to go completely mad, you could have 2 different deck colors, a different hull color, and a waterline stripe. So the combinations are endless. The boat is not thrown together in a factory. It's hand built by Simon, who's a master of his craft, and the uniqueness of each boat color wise is a definite plus point. I feel the standard fit out is great, but we have the freedom to fiddle about and tweak the way that the control lines work and the deck layout, and that's great because I'm a bumbler. I was horrified to hear a club member who sails a mass-produced class that he was almost disqualified from a race at his nationals a couple of years ago for having the wrong make of block on a particular control line. I would find that horrific, I'm afraid, but there you go. Another plus point for the H2. The class are incredibly friendly. We on social media, we all get along really well. At open events, we get along really well. I've just learned loads from a friendly, sociable bunch of guys, and I'm really happy where I am.